Greetings everyone, welcome to Chess Advance. This game was played in FIDE World Cup in round 3, and with the white pieces we have the Mad King Arjun Erigaisi facing off against Vokhidov Shamsiddin. And the thing is that this game is a perfect example of when preparation goes absolutely right, and whoever is second of Arjun and doing this preparation, I mean, he's an absolute legend, and Arjun is an absolute legend, and no one deserves the candidate spot more than Arjun Erigaisi. So let's see what Arjun is capable of. With the white pieces, he goes for d4. We have knight to f6, c4, e6, and just knight to f3. This is the anti-Nimzo Indian variation, and we have d5. Now just comes knight to c3, c5 now, and he just c captures, and he just queen to a4 check, nicely connecting with that pawn, and that's how you win like that pawn. Hey, bishop to d7 was played, queen caps on d4, e caps on d5, and he just knight caps on d5. So seems like you've just traded a lot of these pawns, and well, what have you gotten in for it? Because now queen to a5 check is going to come in, and just knight to c3 back, because that's the only move, and knight to c6 now attacking the queen. And although you could go for this queen to d3 and just get the queen there very decently, this is the semi-Tarash variation, and normally whenever people actually want to win the game, they either choose Philidor, they choose sometimes Nimzo Indian as well to try and get a decisive result. But Arjun Erigaisi has chosen the Tarash variation, and Tarash variation normally does give you a lot of things. Benko is also one of the possibilities, but Tarash is definitely very nice, and let's see if Arjun is able to get his win, because queen to d3 would have been very nice for Arjun, because here after rook to d8, now you just go for bishop to d2, bishop to e7 and e4, and castles in this position after bishop to e2. Bishop to g4 will definitely come in, because you haven't played that h3, and after queen to b5 asking for a trade, queen to c7, and after bishop to e3, bishop to b4 here, castles. Game goes on with white having very decent chances in this position. But up knight to c6, hey, queen to d1 was played, and believe me, Arjun has something in mind in this position, because here after knight to e4, a lot of this pressure here in this position, just bishop d2 was played, and here just knight captures, going for this knight caps on d2. And you must be thinking, why give up the bishop pair early on when you can try to win this? You would want the bishop pair to be on your side, right? Well, that's normally the case, but Arjun has something prepared, and this position is absolutely gonna be perfect example of when Arjun Erigaisi comes to the preparation, you better not fall into it, because here after bishop to b4, just this rook to c1, very calm moves, and you must be thinking, what does he have prepared here? Just bishop captures, rook captures, and now finally queen captures on a2. But Arjun in this position just goes for this knight to c4, and once you have the opportunity, it's always better to castle. Queenside castle would be fine as well, but just castle in this position, and that would be very important. But in this position here, Shamsiddin goes for bishop to e6, and now the trouble for Shamsiddin is here just e4, and I have not castled either. My bishop is defending this now, and now what do you do? Here just rook to d8, attacking the queen, and all of these moves are so natural. You want to play bishop to e6 to be able to double attack the knight and to be able to try and win it, but e4 just defends it, and now rook to d8, just very decently here attacking the queen, and everything is very much fine in this position, right? Well, not really, because this, although being a natural move, now will lead you into a space where you only need to find the correct moves to be able to win. And here the idea is knight to d6 check, and Arjun goes for it. And in this position, although you can sacrifice the exchange with the rook caps on d6 if you're not able to find the right idea, and after this queen caps on d6 and queen caps on b2, grabbing one pawn, rook to c5, and after queen to b4 check, king to d1, queen to b1 check, king to d2, and a6 in this position, and the game goes on. And white is definitely a lot better in this position, because you're in exchange down and your king is still stuck in the center. But that could have been a very nice choice, because what Shamsiddin went in this position was definitely not at all easy, because here after knight to d6 check, king to f8 was played, and king to f8, although a very nice move in this position, best move recommended by the engine, but you are supposed to find what follows with it. It's not the moves that you have to find, it's the lines that will follow with it. And in this position, Shamsiddin took roughly 15 minutes to be able to find this idea, and he was able to find this. But now normal moves in this position is just developing the bishop and getting to castling and everything else. But in this position, Arjun goes for queen to d2 as part of his prep, and Shamsiddin finds queen to a4, and queen to a4, he played this move and took 25 minutes, and those 25 minutes are very much crucial when you're considering the time that this is just the opening, and you've not actually made even gotten beyond 20 moves. And if you take 25 minutes for a move, it better be worth it, because now you're entering into a phase where it's all about Arjun's prep, and Arjun knows the moves and you don't, and you've already taken 25 minutes for a move, and now it's gonna see, because here in this position Arjun chooses to go all berserk, and he knows that his everything that he prepped for has just bore the fruit, because his opponent just took 25 minutes, and here just comes f4. And now in this position, just queen to b4 was played, but now just comes even e5, just defending and cementing that knight there. And now Shamsiddin is in a lot of trouble. He needs to understand the intricacies of the position, and although he needs to find it over the board, because he hasn't analyzed it on just in preparation, obviously no one can, but now you have to understand that there is one move that you have to play in this position to be able to survive. So get your defensive skills ready and find out the move, and get yourself this, just save yourself from the Mad King. Have at it. So congratulations to everyone who's able to find this move. The move is g5. Just not only makes breathing room for your king, it gives you attacking chances in this position, because you don't want to trade in this position. Obviously, what you want to do is just play bishop to b5. That's the last piece in your position that needs to be developed. And after this, knight to e7, not allowing the trades, and just crumbling the position. Here just f caps on g5, finally going for the trade. Knight to g6 now, and after rook to c2, you just play this queen captures. Rook captures, and the game goes on. But definitely the queen trade happening, it will give you a lot of peace of mind, because the queens are off the board, and now you can maybe hope to survive with the black pieces. But here after e5, just f6 was played, and f6, although seemingly a decent move, because you can feel that white king is still in the center. I'm much more safer than the white king. How can I be in trouble in this position? Well, the thing is, you are. And now in this position, Arjun just goes for bishop to d3. He just develops the piece, he prepares castling, and if you dare to castle in this position, the trouble for you is going to be that f file is going to be open, and I have the castling privileges and you don't. And here f caps on e5 was played, but now just comes f captures. And now it's going to be really, really dangerous, because the move that you want to find in this position is, well, it's not at all easy. And I will show you a line where you're supposed to actually see how the position would crumble apart. And the thing is, the move that you want to find is h6. Yes, you want to find h6, and after castles in this position that will come with a tempo towards your king, you just play king to e7, and your king is technically safer on the e7 square. Not that much, but it's still safe. Here after queen to e4, now you just play rook h to f8, and the rooks are connected, and maybe you can survive. Rook to e1, obviously you don't want to trade. Queen to d4, and just knight caps on b7. So I grabbed a pawn basically, and yes, you can trade the queens, but rook to b8, attacking that, and also trying to just win the pawn, but I won't allow you, because hey, just bishop to a6. And although it seems very nice to go for knight to b4, attacking the bishop, because that bishop is guarding the knight, but you cannot go for this. The only move in this position for you is bishop to d5, and then you can try to do something in this position. But if you go and you insist on why cannot you go for this knight to b4, well, I'll just show you, because now you have this rook to c7 check, and after king to e8, you play this bishop to b5 check, and after bishop to d7, you play this rook captures. And now the trouble for you is, you're not only a piece down, your position is entirely crumbling. Rook to s7 trying to survive, but here just e6, and after rook caps on d7, e captures, king to f7, just knight to d6 check, and you can say goodbye to this game, because next the rook is jumping in, and I'm promoting in this position, and yeah, you can just resign, nothing else other than that. So it's very crucial to not get carried away and play moves like that. And you had to find bishop to d7 in this position, or bishop to d5, but still in this position none of those was played, because it's simply you want to defend the knight. But other than that, you have to be really careful in this position. But after f caps on e5, knight caps on e5 was played, but now just comes a kingside castle, and that comes with a check towards the king. Where does the king go here? King to g8 was played, but now you can see the evaluation bar completely shifting in Arjun's side. Arjun needs to find the right idea, and there is only one move in this position. You can pause the video and try to find out the move, but I'll just show you right here. That move is bishop to f5, because the trouble for you is the light squares are going to be weak if you trade the piece, and now I can take advantage of this. If you capture it here, I can just take advantage, and that's going to be game over. So here bishop to f7 was played, but now just comes this rook to c8, asking for a trade. Once this rook moves, your entire position would collapse. A queen to b6 check was played, and even a simple move as king to h1 would have done the job for Arjun here. Then you play g6, making some breathing room for the king, but just rook captures on d8, queen captures, and queen to d4 in this position, just attacking the knight and harassing it. And here just queen to a5, but after bishop to e4, trying to just remaneuver the bishop to try and take control of the light squares, because I have control over the f5. And after bishop to b3, just bishop to c2 in this position, just get this bishop away from this diagonal. That's all I want to do here. Bishop captures on c2, you play b4, attacking the queen, move the queen away, and once the queen moves, you go for queen to d5, check, knight to f7, and you can just capture it with rook captures here, and the position is completely winning for you. But here after queen to b6 check, rook to f2 was played by Arjun, which seems like a counterintuitive idea, because why would you want to block with the rook? But it still works. Your position is still winning. Here rook captures on c8, now just comes this bishop captures, h5, now trying to make some breathing room for the king, but here just knight captures on f7, knight captures, and queen to d5 in this position, pinning that knight. And now I'm threatening to pick it up, so how can I defend? Here king to h7 was played, giving a free piece to Arjun, and Arjun was like, thank you very much, and queen captures on f7. And although you think that you can grab this and your position would be fine, but the trouble for you is because now comes queen to f5 check, and where do you go? If you block with the queen, obviously all of us can see that queen captures on c8 would completely lose the game, so you don't want to block with the queen. But what can you do other than that? Here, even if you go king to h6 or back, that's gonna come either way, and he realized it here after this rook captures on c8. And that's why here, after on this move, before playing this rook captures on c8, he just resigned the game after queen captures on f7, and Arjun won this game, and he went on to draw the next game. And with that, he is in round 4 playing this spectacular attacking game that just lasted only 30 moves, and that's only because of a spectacular prep that Arjun did. So yeah, thank you all for watching. I'll be coming back with some of these amazing games, so stay tuned to the channel, stay updated, and I'll be seeing you guys very soon. Thank you very much for watching.